Hello everybody, Wayne here and welcome to my Crysis 3 beta video, Road to Reboot. Now first off, I really want to thank Akira Wing for allowing me to use Justice Prime in this video. That was the music that you just heard over that lovely little montage at the start. I hope you enjoyed that montage. I really enjoyed making it. It was so much fun recording it and editing it and strifling through hours of footage just to show you what I did between the start and now. Anyway, yes, thank you so much Akira for allowing me to use the music, and please check out his iTunes in the description below. You know, his music's free. I mean, well, not necessarily free. Well, it feels like it's free. It's really cheap. You know, it feels like you're robbing him off really, because his music is that good and it's so lowly priced. So please check it out. If you don't know who Akira is, essentially, in my opinion, I think he's the only person who's ever actually out-trolled Hideo Kojima when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid franchise. But we're not here to talk about the Metal Gear Solid. Oh no, we are here to talk about the Crysis 3 beta, which you are seeing right now. And what you are seeing right now is my last leg to Reboot. Now, I'll talk about Reboot a little bit more in just a moment, but first, I really must say that I have not played a Crysis game before. Could that be considered heresy in some circles? Yeah, maybe. So in the end, if someone comes up to me and calls me a heretic for not playing Crysis, I completely understand why now, because this is such an interesting franchise. It is the blend of action and stealth is so well done, and I was really surprised by all this. If I had to narrow it down and just put my finger on it, this is the love child of Call of Duty and Dishonored, in my opinion. I know Crysis was around before Dishonored, but I'm trying to give it a comparison, so Dishonored is the first thing that came to my head. What I mean by this comparison is that you have the fun, action-packed run-and-gun aspects of Call of Duty, the arcade shooter style, while at the same time you have the stealth aspects and the traversity of Dishonored, the idea of, you know, moving around in stealth camo and jumping up on high platforms and getting a high advantage on the high ground. I think it also has just a little sprinkle of Battlefield 3 in it, and when I say that, I say it lightly, and I mean in the terms of vehicles, since the beta has its own version of the Star Wars AT-ST, which is a lot of fun to pilot. I might show something about that in a later video. But in the end, yes, I feel that this is a love child between Call of Duty and Dishonored, and it blends really well. Now, this is a beta, of course. You know, the game is out in a few months, I think. I don't actually know the release date. Sorry, didn't do research before doing this. So, in the end, I recommend you just try the beta regardless. Even if you haven't played Crysis, or if you do play Crysis and you don't really know the beta is out there, which I think you're a heretic for it, play it. It's available to the 12th until the 12th of February. So yeah, you've still got what 10 days or so to play it. Please have a go. But with this beta, what do you actually get? Well, it's a standard beta, you know, nothing special. You do get a few modes. You get two modes in the form of Crash Site and Hunter. Now, Crash Site is essentially a moving capture the flag, where you've seen me hanging around around all these silly little pods here. These are essentially the flags, and the ship drops these down on the map, and it's up to your team to keep control of it. And the more you keep control, you know, the more points you get, and the more the big bar in the left-hand side of the screen goes up. That bar gets all the way full, or if it has more until the time runs out, your team wins. That's essentially how it works. The other game mode is Hunter, which is kind of like Corruption. Well, it is Corruption, where essentially when the mode starts, you have one poor lonely person who has to kill all the other team, and as that person kills another player, that player that was killed joins the Hunter. The balance of that is that the Hunter is permanently camouflaged, and he has the bow and arrow, which is an interesting weapon. Have you noticed how the bow and arrow has actually become very popular in games and films and TV over the last couple of years? You know, you've got it in Crysis. You know, you've seen it in CW's Arrow. You know, it was an alternative version of the bow was made popular in The Walking Dead in the form of Daryl's crossbow. So yeah, the whole thing about bow and arrow, that's for another video. Well, anyway, moving on. One thing that I find that distinguishes this, what I found interesting is the reason why this video exists, this whole road to reboot, is, well, this reboot feature. Now, this reboot feature, you unlock it when you reach level 10. After level 10, you do not unlock anything else in terms of the standard leveling progression. You can still unlock some attachments for your weapons after you've unlocked the weapons, but you can only unlock them through the standard leveling system. Once you reach level 10, you don't unlock anything else along those lines, but you get access to this reboot feature. Now what this reboot does is essentially it erases your stats. It completely eradicates them, all your XP, your level, your guns, they all go bye-bye. But Wayne, I can hear you ask, why the hell would you want to reset your stats? Well, in return for doing this, you unlock a even bigger assortment of weapons. You actually unlock more weapons doing this reboot than in the actual standard leveling system of the game. Now, you unlock a collection of assault rifles, pistols, and, of course, the bow and arrow. I can see why they've kind of done this with this whole reboot feature. They need to show that it's there, and plus it gives an end game for the beta rather than just running in and gunning around. You know, it gives you an objective to do. Then after you've reached that objective, you'll spend the rest of the time the beta's running, mucking about with all the different weapons, because there are quite a few. I think there's like 2-3 assault rifles and machine guns, and there's 3 pistols, and then of course you've got the bow. So yeah, it'll keep the player busy. But in the end, how does this beta feel? Well, it feels like any other kind of beta. There are a few hit detection issues and stuff, like when you see the kill cams, and I've done it and I've seen people do it to me, where I'm shooting a player and I could fit a Mini Cooper in between my red dot sight and the player. But yeah, I still kill him. So yeah, there is quite a few detection issues, and there is an absolutely horrific audio glitch. I think it's just coming up any moment, where essentially I think it's just, oh, here it is, it's coming up, I think. No, it isn't, or we've passed it. Essentially, you just hear nothing but heavy 50 caliber machine gun, and it is horrific. So yeah, please fix that. Overall, so far, the balancing issues I've already spoke about in terms of Call of Duty and Dishonored. It's really well balanced and it's enjoyable. There are a few tweaks here and there that they can make. You know, a couple of the weapons you could say are a little bit OP, but nothing game breaking. You know, it's standard stuff. You know, as you progress through a beta, you know, there will be changes. But so far, the only 2 bugs that I can clearly notice is the hit detection issue and the 50 caliber machine gun bug. These 2 are pretty bad, but the audio one is really, really distracting, because you're hearing a big, massive 50 cal going off in your ears, and it really, really disorientates you. So yeah, that is not pleasant. Right, well, it's come up to the end of the video, so my final thoughts on this beta. It's been a lot of fun. Coming into this, I honestly thought this was just going to be a futuristic, well, even more futuristic COD ripoff. But boy, oh boy, was I wrong. This is such an entertaining and fun game. It was such a breath of fresh air, and I will be getting this when it comes out. It tailors for both audiences of action-packed gameplay and stealth tactics, and if you don't at least give this beta a try, you are a heretic, just like I was. It's been one hell of a road. It's been one hell of a road to Reboot, and doing this reboot, it's made me think about a few things in games in general. You know, the effort that you have to put into playing these games, and all the fun that you have playing them. But you know, ultimately, you know, it really, really has to come to an end. I've reached level 10. It's been one hell of a ride. Johnny, Derek, Cocksucker 62, you've been true soldiers in my book. It's been an honour serving with you. Take care. See you in the next video, guys. Love you all. Bye bye.